All right, welcome to our Discord. I am Sean Glaze. I'm one of the instructors, and I just wanted to give you a quick tour so you can understand how we are currently using Discord. So once you open Discord, you'll see a few things. This is the Discord app. It's also possible to use Discord on the web. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. So at the top, very, very top, you can see events. We're going to start putting events here. There's not one right now, but we'll be using this to share things like field trips and stuff like that, as well as trainings. Underneath that, we have members where you can see who's in the server. On the left side, you can see important announcements. Usually that's going to be us instructors posting information about where to go or some type of change. We'll try not to post too much in important announcements, but that's a good place to go if you're just trying to figure out if there's important information you may have missed. Instructors and admins, that's a folder you probably can't see. Here we have required reading. So you're going to see cybersecurity, frequently asked questions, and getting started. We might also make new posts with new information. If you're just getting started, you can go ahead and click on the getting started post, scroll up, and just go from top to bottom. Here, for example, is a link to a video I made for how to do your homework. This is from our pod mapping exercise we did, I believe, week 1. So we definitely want y'all to be familiar with that. We'll be going back to it time and time again. This is about an assessment we made to make sure that we understand y'all's needs. And then if we scroll down, you can see some of the videos that we watched, like how people build the internet and how does the internet work. So this is a good place to go. You may also want to check out the frequently asked questions. I'll be updating these over time. Essentially, one of the questions was, how do we do the speed test assignment? So you can see information and steps there. The third link is just a space for people to talk about cybersecurity more. So this is a really great resource for those of you interested in that. If there's ever a time when you've clicked on something, you can't find it, you can use the search feature at the top to look for things. Going back to the left side, here I'm going to start posting job postings and offers. We have a team chat, which is usually where everyone talks to each other. I really love it when y'all post pictures, so definitely encouraging some of that. But this is where we talk to each other, typically before and after class. If you want to talk about something that's off topic, you can click on Hangout Spot and post things there. We have study buddies and study groups in this class, and so everyone has been assigned an animal group. So this is the overall study buddy meetup. This is where people post some of their work, and usually when I want to talk to all the study groups at a time, I might post it here. But most people are going to be in their individual animal groups. If you're not sure what animal group you have, be sure to reach out to one of the instructors to find out. I have added a section called extracurricular activities. These are basically going to be for installs, trainings, and other activities that we'll be engaged in. So if you're interested in hands-on practice, this is the channel for you. This is where you'll see things outside of our normal class time. I have a place for outdoor activities like our installs when we're installing internet places. I have a place for AI co-working, which Mandy leads, and so she's been doing a lot of demos and things like that. You can find out more information there. Grants and funding, we have workshops for this every week, so we invite people to go to that, especially if your business or organization is interested in funding. We have a place for online or virtual experiences, and those might be really cool webinars or things you can go to. And then we created a channel for space, like outer space. So if you're into satellites, things like that, then this is the channel for you. I created a channel called Business Opportunities. And if I go up to the spool icon and click threads, you can see that we also have threads, which are just like specific topics within that parent topic. So the parent topic's business opportunities. I have one about businesses, about relationships, and community support, for example. As I learn more about y'all's interests, we're going to start having more threads and channels. We have a certifications channel. This is where we talk about certifications. And if you click the threads, you can see that there's a thread for fiber optics installer, for example, the FOIC. There's a thread for the CISP, the CISSP certification, Certified Information Systems Security Professional. There's one for Certified Professional Installer, which is one that we're hoping a lot of folks will want to get, especially if you're interested in wireless. And then, of course, there's the CC Certified in Cybersecurity certification. So if you're interested in certifications, which pretty much everyone should be, if you want to have a career or business in this space, check out the certifications tab. We also have several other talk channels, so y'all can hop in those and chat. We have one that's just for instructors, but most of the other ones are open. This time around, we might change some of these titles based on y'all's interests. We seem to have a lot of folks that are interested in cybersecurity. We also have a lot of people interested in business, so we might change some of these. But this is it in a nutshell. Let me show you a couple of conventions that we're using, or basically like patterns of communicating that make it a little easier. Number one is I'm going to pick a post. So if you see someone's post, this is Mandy. Mandy has tagged all of the students in the class. So that at Digital Steward C6, that is a role that all the students have, which means that Discord knows to make every single student aware of this post because she typed in at and then the name of the group, which is Digital Steward C6, because y'all are cohort 6. All right, and so there's a couple of things that Mandy's doing that I think can be really helpful. One is she's telling you about a resource and she's providing the link to it. We always want to provide the links to things if there's a link. The other thing that I see is if I hover over this heart, I can see 2 people have reacted to this post. So this lets Mandy know that in this instance, Michael and Lanaya saw her post and they like it. To put a reaction, hover over a post with your mouse, go up to the 3 dots, go to add reaction, and this little menu will pop up with all these different reactions. If you don't see something that you like here, you can start typing in some ideas. I'm going to type in celebrate, and you can see you'll get more icons. Once you find an icon you like, click it and it'll react. There's a special reaction, which is the pin reaction. And when you pin it, it makes it possible to make it easier to find later. In fact, you can find all pinned messages by going up to the top where the little pin icon is, and you can see all the pinned messages in a chat. Let's look at the pinned messages in Team Chat, for example. Team Chat has a bunch of stuff, a bunch of activity, but if you go to pinned messages, you can see that there's just like 4 or 5, things that are pinned. So that's really helpful if you want to make sure that you can find things later. I might pin something that I want people to be able to look back on, so maybe a resource. We also might pin something that is important information, like where class is going to be when class is rescheduled or moved to a different place, which shouldn't happen often, but it has happened before. Great. So this, for example, I'm going to show you how to pin this. I'm going to go to add reaction. I'm going to click the pin, and now it's pinned for people at the top of the channel, which is great. They can find it later, even when a lot of more people start responding. Let's see. So at this point, we've talked about the different sections of the Discord. We've talked about some conventions. One convention we're going to start enforcing is this idea of when there is an instruction to do a green check mark so that we know that you read it. You'll go to add reaction, green check mark, and that's how we'll know that you have seen it, because we can hover over and see everyone that's seen it. There is another way to access Discord through the browser, and we can show you that in a moment. I think the only other thing I want to make sure you know is, in case you are in a voice chat, so you're in one of these groups, general, fund development, etc., it has the little speaker icon next to it that lets you know that it's voice. If you go to user settings, voice and video, user settings, on the left side under app settings is voice and video. Click on that. This is how you change your input device, which is basically your mic, and your output device, which is basically your speakers, your headphones. You may need to change these in order for people to hear you well. So I'm showing you where to make those changes. You can also change how sensitive your mic is. And so you can do that by unchecking this checkbox and then moving the slider around. This is possible if you get like an echo in a room. You hear an echo in the mic, you could try adjusting these settings. But for the most part, keeping them automatic will work in most cases, so just want to show you that little piece. I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or queries, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you on Discord.